Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. I've got my silver dress on. I'm off to a Beyonce concert in the hope I might meet Jeff Bezos. You never know who you're going to bump into at these sort of things. Yes, Meghan has been again, according to page 6, on Monday night, which was a couple of nights ago. Oh, I'm so sweaty. So, thought I'd start by saying the photograph of her in page 6, she actually looks very, very nice. I did have to Google the other two ladies just to check who they are, and I've heard of one of them. I'm not sure about the other one. I didn't know either of their real names, but one of them was Kerry Washington, who played Olivia Pope. I Googled it. And the other one was Kelly Rowland, who, amongst other things, apparently was in Destiny's Child, which I think was a pop group, wasn't it? I'm not sure. I know a lot of you got really upset the other day when I said, who's Messi? Messi? Because I'd never heard of him. Leo Messi. And apparently he's a footballer. I'm not into sports or football. I only really know who David Beckham is because he married Victoria. Sorry, shoot me. I'm just not into football. I know a little bit about football. I know that there are two teams in Liverpool, because I've made that mistake before. I thought Everton and Liverpool were the same thing. Apparently not. Everton wear blue and Liverpool City wear red. I suppose if I was going to be into football, I'd follow the Seagulls because I'm from Brighton. I know who George Best was, but I mean, unless they had talked about him a lot, I probably wouldn't have known who he was. I don't know any sports personalities. But I do find it, I know the frustration, I understand that. I get frustrated when people don't remember who Sir Tim, or don't even know who Sir Tim Berners-Lee was. Because I've mentioned this before, and yes, I had a ton of nerds jump on my back saying he didn't invent the internet. No, he didn't, not exactly, but he invented what we all know as the World Wide Web. Yes, there were local area networks before that, between universities. There was a kind of an internet thing going on out there, but not really for us plebs. It came along in 1993, and it just sort of meant people like me that didn't have access to a university local area network, didn't have a telex machine, which were really expensive, that we could suddenly go out, have a home PC, buy a modem, plug it into the phone line, and we were off and away because Sir Tim Berners-Lee invented the markup language HTML. And we wouldn't be talking here on YouTube, actually, or people wouldn't be on Twitter, they wouldn't be on Facebook. So I get really frustrated about that. I do understand that a legendary footballer... Oh, you're not eating my plant, are you? That's very naughty. Don't, Graham, look what she's doing. Get down. Get down right now. I think she's going to be sick, Graham. You mustn't eat that. That's very naughty and could be poisonous. Graham.
Coming.
Come on. Oh, she's gone behind the chair now. Look, she's eaten all that leaf.
Oh dear.
Oh no. I hope she's not going to be sick. I mean, seriously sick.
I was keeping quiet out the way when you were doing
I
the video.
know. She's unbelievable. Is she all right?
Yeah. Yes, it's fine.
We'll have to monitor her for the next 24, 48 hours.
We need to get a bigger bowl for the cat listen.
I need to get rid of the plant. If she's going to do that. Oh dear, I am sorry, guys.
Can you start again, or are you going to carry
No,
on?
I'll carry on.
Okay.
That's life, isn't it?
Yes,
It's a coconut palm. I don't know if any of you guys know out there. I'll be Googling that as soon as I finish doing this. And I don't think she'd actually swallowed any because she's been asleep next to me. She just chewed it. Could be a visit to the vets otherwise, won't it? So yeah, I know who Leo Messi is. So getting back to Meghan at the Beyonce concert, without Harry, according to page 6, without Harry. It's not exactly building we're still in love, is it? It's almost as if she doesn't give a crap. Yeah, and in a manner of speaking, I suppose, good for her. For the first time, she's maybe being straightforward and saying, you'd better not. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. Come here. Oh, she's going to go and use her cat toilet now, I know it. And you'll hear. She has absolutely no respect, that cat. None whatsoever. She definitely rules the roost around here. Yeah, so I'm beginning to think she's a sugar. She keeps interrupting me. Yeah, so there's Meghan with the photograph. I'll put a link to the page 6 article. Now, I did see that somebody, I think it might have been Mystical Fortunes, who has a tarot channel here on YouTube. Wonderful lady. She did a reading on that missing girl, Carolyn, from Peace River. And it was really made the hairs on the back of my neck stand on end. In fact, I think I might put a link to that as well. She posted a Crazy Days and Nights. Now, I don't know who publishes these things or blind gossip or anything like that, but I mean, we all get to hear about these things, and it claimed that they refer to, I suppose it's Meghan as the illiterate one, wants to star in that she's making a thing for Netflix, isn't she? Something by the lake. See You by the Lake or something like that. And apparently she wants to play the lead role. I think my husband did predict this a few weeks ago, and some of you did as well. And you said maybe Harry would play the lead. Apparently not. If this Crazy Days and Nights is to be believed, they're claiming that she invited Leonardo DiCaprio down, and he declined the offer to star as her leading man. And jolly good for him too, I say. Now, if this is true, I'm going to say something that's probably going to shock you. If it's true that Meghan is going to star in her own lake, by the lake thing, I say do it. I will be the first to watch it, because I think it will be absolutely hilarious. I can't wait to see it. I'm kind of hoping that that's true, actually. Really, really hoping that's true. I have been watching this afternoon an old 1984 movie called Irreconcilable Differences, starring Shelley Long and I can't remember the guy's name now who plays the lead, and Drew Barrymore as a child actor, Ryan O'Neill. And at one point, and Sharon Stone's in it, at one point Sharon Stone sort of plays this really beautiful and yet dismally awful actress, and persuades Ryan O'Neill to sink his entire $22 million fortune into it because the studios just don't want to touch it. So it's a kind of vanity project, and it's a version of Gone with the Wind, but as a musical, where Sharon Stone sort of bursts out singing with a terrible singing voice. And I often think of the clip in that film, because I remember I was about 14, 15 when I saw it, and I couldn't stop laughing. Stone is brilliant in it. I love Sharon Stone. She just plays this girl to a T, total narcissist. And it's just one of those things I think about all the time. And so when I read that thing this morning from Crazy Days and Nights about the illiterate one, that was the first thing I thought of. I thought that reminds me of that movie I saw years ago with Shelley Long and Ryan O'Neill and Sharon Stone. So I've been watching that this morning, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a brilliant movie. In fact, I will put a link to that in the description as well. What do you guys all think? The cat will be fine, by the way. Really, don't worry. She'll be fine. I'm going to go and check on her as soon as I've finished this and changed out of my silver dress. Don't you think it's interesting Jeff Bezos was at the Beyonce thing as well? I would have thought it was a bit, I don't know, a bit stiff or something for that kind of thing. He doesn't really look, I can't imagine him getting on down to it. But I'm sure if Meghan meets him, she'll show him the ropes. Oh, yeah, and also, I repurchased, this is Lady C's book on the Queen Mother. Now, I had it last year, and I did giveaways, and I gave it away to somebody else, so I've bought the paperback copy, and I'm going to do a book review on it because it really is simply genius. I won't give away like loads of spoilers, and I won't be reading out big chunks of it, but what I'm going to try and do is get all the people with the titles, and then try and get pictures of them off the internet, old black and white ones, so you can see what the major characters are, so you get an idea of the era. And it's full of people that there were loads of gossip, there was loads of stories about back in the day. that I was always, you know, really interested what happened there, and they all knew each other and they all knew the Windsors. So it's a fascinating book, and I chose this one of Lady C's because the Queen Mum lived so long. So let me know if you would like to hear a book review, or more than one book review, because it's quite thick, you know, to do it justice. And it is brilliantly written. And Lady C really got it from the horse's mouth. Her ex-step-mother-in-law, Margaret, Duchess of the late Margaret, Duchess of Argyll. So I can well believe a lot of the stuff that's in it. And it's all about Wallace and Edward. And actually, the story is not what you think. As I say, I'll try not to spoil it if I do a book review. But I'll give you little snippets to give you a hint. Because I see a lot of people seem to sort of think they know and understand the story of David and Edward. And it's very surprising the way it began. How it ended is another matter. But the way that it began is honestly not what you think, according to this book. Anyway, thank you very much for listening. I better go and check on my cat. She looked quite frisky the last time, so maybe she gets off on it. Maybe it's given her a high or something. I had a cat that ate Christmas trees once. As always, look forward to hearing your thoughts, opinions and free speech in the comments below. Thank you very much for listening. Okay, update on the cat. She's perfectly fine and it's totally safe. Coconut palm. I've looked it up, and on every single website it says it's safe. It's I don't want her eating it because I bought it for, you know, aesthetics. So the advice on the internet is to stop the cat, because apparently this is a common thing. They like coconut palms. It's to spray it with lemon juice or orange juice, some citrus, or which is a natural acid. Now Graham and I spray ourselves with vinegar for the mosquitoes. Don't get bitten at all. So that's paid to her game of my plant. Honestly, I can't have anything nice around here.